It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. The heart of Massachusetts should be freedom, justice, and liberty. Freedom like pilgrims from Plymouth Bay. Salem trials had justice too late. The sons of liberty spilled the tea, and then the redcoats spilled their blood. The shot heard around the world rang out from the Bay State. Boston strong and ready to defend. It's where revolution started and ends. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. Quincy Market, Freedom Trail, Charles River, Boston Harbor, Bunker Hill, Griffin Wharf, Fenway Park, Old North Charge. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oof. Been a minute. It's been a minute. Oh my. I hope everybody's doing well. What's going on? Let's see. What's this? All right, let's do this first. Just real quick. We're going to take a peek at this. Aiden's Defense Fund, $236,221. That's pretty freaking good. $5, $15, $20. You know how much money it takes? I mean, every $5 donation. What's this? Yeah, I know that. You know how much money? How much it takes at $5 donations to make that kind of money? $236,000. That's a lot of people donating here. And it's funny. Every time I look at this, you can sense the people that are writing the message. You can almost sense how like the depth. From class 203, had art history today, and I want to die. That must be from one of his old students. Donation from summer school. All right, so that's that. That's good to see that. He needs more money, people. He's got quite the battle against him. John Braggs, good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning. So today, I figured today, 2 minutes from the court. Hope you get the seat. I hope you get a seat too, my girl. I hope so. Gotcha. Yeah. Today's going to be a interesting day, we'll say. We have Lally, potentially. Proctor, potentially. Coming up on the stand. Talking to Miss Scapecchio. Is that her name? Let's see. See if I spelled it right. Is this it? No. All right. Let's try and find her. All right. So go like this. Yeah, let's do this. Here we go. I think I can do this. Make this bigger. Come on, you. Pause. Unmute. And let me share the screen. So let's watch this, guys. Here we go. The news about this.
Information tonight about how the former lead investigator in the Karen Reed case will fight to get his job back. State police fired Michael Proctor in March, in part for his conduct in that case. Investigative reporter Ted Daniel joining us live here. So you watched this hearing this afternoon, Ted, and it seems like Proctor's got two arguments he's going on.
Yeah, Carrie, Proctor was back in front of the Massachusetts Civil Service Commission. The commission is an independent body created to ensure public employment decisions are fair. Proctor claims his firing was unjust, and he wants the commission to reinstate him. Proctor appeared by video. We can't show you the hearing because the commission doesn't allow recordings. Proctor's lawyers indicated they plan to challenge his firing on two fronts. They will claim state police lacked just cause or legitimate reason to terminate him, and they will say Proctor has been treated differently than other troopers who've been disciplined. Proctor was fired shortly before Karen Reed's retrial. He was the lead investigator in that case. A state police panel found his outrageous text messages and other actions created an image of bias and put the agency in a bad light. Proctor did not speak at the hearing other than an initial greeting, who's due back in front of the commission later this month. One of Proctor's lawyers did inquire about closing aspects of this case to the public. Carrie, we're going to continue to follow it.
Closing this to the public. I wonder how that would go over.
I don't think that would be a huge hit because so many people are following this.
Absolutely.
The commission has its own rules and procedures, and right now it's open, but the commissioner said, hey, there is a possibility that they can close part of this. And one of the interesting things about this two-pronged approach to try to get him his job back is they're going to look at disciplinary records of 269 other troopers. And they're going to go through all those and say, hey, look what happened to these troopers. We think Michael Proctor got a bad shake. So it's going to be interesting. It's a lot of paperwork. They've only gotten 5 so far that they've started to look through.
Transparency, though, for the public's sake.
That's what everybody
interest here.
wants, especially in this case.
Yeah. Ted, thank you so much.
Do you believe that? Think about that. He thinks he got special treatment. Michael Proctor thinks he got special treatment. Michael Proctor thinks he was treated differently. So, where do you even start with that? I'd like to know. I would really like to know. I'm pretty sure he got fired. Let's look that up. No, that's a new one. I don't want that. Where are we? Yeah. Michael Proctor. Load. Come on. Michael Proctor fired for his actions. His actions, right? Alleged misconduct. Unsatisfactory performance and violating policy on alcoholic beverages. You know what? I can probably say with Proctor's probably going to win that because other state police troopers do without a fact get treated differently when it comes to operating under the influence. Yeah, they can drive around drunk, no problem. Happens all the time. Noble Proctor ruled that Proctor sent derogatory, defamatory, disparaging, and or otherwise inappropriate text messages about a suspect in that investigation to other individuals. The other individuals, the other part. Well, there's a law. What's known of one is known of all. So, I just saw something and totally sidetracked my head here. The other individuals. So in Massachusetts, if you and I are a police officer and I said, I saw the guy running the building with black shirt, white pants. Now, you didn't, as another officer, you didn't need to see the person running the building with black shirt and white pants. I told you that. So once I tell you something, it's as if you saw it. So they say it's what's known to one is known to all. So with one police officer, Proctor, saying that she's crazy, we'll say he says that in a text message. Well, he's allowed to tell that to other people, other cops. So if he witnesses something that he deems unacceptable, crazy, or whatever he thinks it is, he could tell other cops, like Yuri. And Yuri didn't need to witness it. And Yuri didn't need to be there. Because as long as Proctor said that, he's covered. Because that's that law in Massachusetts. But the problem comes to be this. When they talk about that whole thing here, it says other individuals, inappropriate text message about a suspect that the investigation to other individuals. Well, the other individuals is people that are outside of law enforcement. They're outside of that law of me telling another cop, blah, 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 and us being on the same page. No. We're outside of that boundary right there. We think it happens to be his significant other who may be, he may have sent these messages to somebody outside of the investigation, which is definitely, without a doubt, against policy. So, here we go. Noble also determined Proctor provided sensitive and or potential investigative steps in the investigation to non-law enforcement personnel. So, yeah. Another incident, also the punishment against Proctor. Proctor and Canton police officer Kevin Albert were allegedly drinking together. A day later, Albert sent text messages mentioning that he left his gun and badge in Proctor's cruiser. Yeah. Brian Albert, his drinking partner, Kevin Albert's brother, owned the house where O'Keefe's body was found in the snow. Yeah. Consumed an alcoholic beverage while eating dinner on duty, and then proceeded to operate his department-issued cruiser. Noble found overall that Proctor failed to conform to work standards. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as a lead investigator in a homicide investigation, through his unprofessional and inappropriate conduct, create an image that he was biased in his dealings with a homicide suspect and or brought otherwise himself and the Massachusetts State Police into disrepute. Yep. Yeah, they're disappointed, I'm sure. Good luck with that one. And again, the freaking Massachusetts, there's just so many freaking issues here. Really is. When you have, oh my goodness, I can't do that. When you have that many problems with just Proctor, and you have that many problems, what about the other people? Right? What about the other people that are supervising Proctor? They didn't recognize that his behavior wasn't appropriate. Yeah, we got we're gonna have the whole thing here. Oh, Joey, my pleasure, my friend. My pleasure. This is Proctor and Lally today. Mm-hmm. Let me try and get that Zoom thing right now set up. Zoom. All right, here we go. Join. This can't be the right Zoom. No, it's not. Leave that one. Yeah, all right. Join. Here we go. Let me put my old secret number in. Turn off my video. Do not connect. Yeah, don't connect to the audio. I don't want to do that. Join. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, it's early still. They haven't opened it up yet. Host has not started the meeting. So, hold tight, people. Soon. All right. So, with that said, let's see what Boston says about this. Minimize that. Air quality alerts. Yeah, there was a guy that lost his life diving this weekend. I don't know if you guys know. Yeah. Sad. Guy went scuba diving off the coast. And they're out there doing wreck diving. And yeah, he had a problem while he was underwater. Okay, come on. Load this thing. Stupid load. Hold on. All right. Do. Yeah. There's all sorts of problems in Boston. You don't even want to get involved into that. No. No. Okay. Are we in? No. Come on. Hold on, guys. I'm still trying to get in. They don't want to open the doors for us here. Although they could be starting a little late today. I don't know. Trying to find out if they've even shown up, or if I wouldn't be surprised if they took the back door. Like legit, they would take the back door into the courthouse. Out of her fucking mind, this girl. Oh my God. Karen Reed is going to sue state of Massachusetts. Yeah, she should. And I am all for that. I am absolutely all for that. Yep. So, Karen Reed, for the last 3 years, this is a tweet from Aiden. For the last 3 years, I've heard many guarantees that I'd be sued for calling the McAlberts murderers. Look at the announcement of a lawsuit that is coming soon. And Karen Reed will be the plaintiff. What are the McAlberts waiting for? So Karen Reed is going to be suing the state of Massachusetts. And I'm okay with that. Absolutely. And it'll be funny if Proctor gets his job back before that. Yeah, because then he'd have to get called up on the stand again. Mm-hmm. All right. Close that out. Trying to get there, guys. It's just doing circles here, waiting for the host to start the meeting. Come on. Okay. Okay. I can't wait for this today. I can't wait to hear what she says. Oh. And you're going to I think you'll find out that when she's crucifying Adam Lally on the stand about the warrants that he didn't get, Lally and Proctor. Yeah. You're going to find that is kind of a common thing where he doesn't go out of his way on purpose. Yeah, I saw that. That was good. Oh my, you didn't make it in. And I'm sure they used a small courtroom. Yeah. His chances of getting his job back. Boy, it's a bad precedent. If they let him have his job back, any trooper fired for anything is going to have an issue. It's going to have a big issue, really big issue. And they're all going to want their jobs back. Every one of them. try and reconnect again. Join. I just lost it. Where did it go? There it is. All right. Okay. Yep. Still waiting. Still waiting. Got 4 minutes, people. We got this. Now it's time. Run to get the coffee. Refill it. Run to the bathroom real quick. Okay. Rosemary Scapiccio. Oh, come on. This is going to be good today. And you know, Lally and Proctor over the weekend were dreading this. Join. Come on. It's not going. Okay. Join. Join. Here we go. Negative. Still not up. Come on, people. Yeah. That's a tuna. My friend went fishing, I guess, and there's a tuna that's bigger than she is. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a big fish. Wow. You guys are the best. That's awesome. Wow. 500-pound tuna they caught. She could go right off the coast. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big tunas around here. Expensive, too. Yeah. All right. Let me look at this. Let me look at the chat. See what chat's saying. Beach Bomb. Fan of the truth. Melanie. Baker. No, I think you would have caught them. I think you would have saw them if they were there. Let's see what this says. All right. AJ just finished on WEEI. Karen is tough as shoe leather. Is on her feet finding her way. AJ joined Karen's Civil D team. Proctor's still a disgrace. Bev was a big part of the corruption in the DA's office. Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. Thank you for the update there. Very nice of you to do that. And it's all true. I mean, Alan, if anyone knows Karen, it's Alan. Alan knows, I'd say he's pretty smart. I met him myself, and I can say that the guy is a freak of nature. I'll just put it that way. Oh, still a big freaking fish, man. That's massive. 500-pound tuna. That's just obscene. All right, let's get the Zoom thing working, people.
Search and control. Yep, and they're probably. Okay, what's going on? You guys spend a lot of time in that person and there's people very. Yeah.
All right, we're up. Let me share this for you guys. Share. We're up and running. Baker Media, here he is. Baker's in here too. You can see him. Interested Mass resident. All right, here we are. And I guess now we wait. Is that what we do here? We wait. And now we wait. Morning, Jen. Lots of fuckery here today. Cop's daughter. Nice. Nice. I love lobster. Ooh. I don't understand. What do you mean? There are at least 3 people outside who do not listen to Turtle Boy on Saturday night or listen and rejected his advice, which is what? I don't know what that specifically is in regards to. Like I watched Aiden, but I don't know what advice that oh, I love lobster. I don't know what advice he gave. I mean, he gave a lot of advice. I just don't know what specifically. I just don't know. Gotcha. Yeah, the lobster. You guys are great. So we just sit here and wait now for this to happen. They're gonna put the volume on, which they haven't done yet because court's not in session. They learned about the hot mic issue.
Session, please be seated. Judge docket number 21CR320, the Commonwealth versus Miles King. Can I have counsel identify themselves for the record, starting with the Commonwealth?
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael McGee for the Commonwealth.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jennifer Hickman on behalf of the Commonwealth.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Rosemary Speechi on behalf of Mr. King.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nicole Ceviche on behalf of Mr. King.
All right. Good afternoon. Mr. King?
Good morning, Your Honor. Julie Smith on Mr. King.
Okay.
Have a seat. And Your Honor, I represent Adam Lally, Pat Hanley.
Your name again?
Pat Hanley.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we first need to deal with the scheduling stuff. I got a number of motions to continue the hearing that's scheduled for noon. I know Ms. Capiccio indicated to the clerk she objects to the continuance.
Yes, Judge. My client, Mr. Johnson, is in the lockup. If we're gonna, I didn't know we were gonna deal with it right now. If we are,
Okay.
could he be brought in?
I think, given the situation we've got, I mean, I don't want to put this over until noon to deal with this.
But, Your Honor.
I understand that the Commonwealth has a meeting set up for this afternoon, or?
Our counsel informed me that the U.S. Attorney's Office would speak with us at 4 o'clock today.
Okay.
I did have a meeting or a phone call with them last week where I explained procedurally where we were with the variety of different cases, as well as the concerns expressed by you, Your Honor, and Judge Fournier. So they were aware of our requests, the various courts' requests, statements that defense counsel had made in court, and they were aware that there was a hearing that was scheduled last week in front of Judge Fournier and of today's hearing at noon. And we reached out to them last Friday in anticipation of the hearing before Judge Fournier, and we're told that we could have a call today at 4 o'clock. So I apologize that I don't have more information at noon today, but it just doesn't make sense to me to appear at noon and ask for more time.
Right. And that's why, to the extent we were able to cancel some of the folks from being brought in, we tried to do that yesterday.
Thank you.
I understand Mr. Johnson is here, so and I apologize for him being brought in, but it seems to me that we ought to move this to a date that is viable for everybody next week.
So, Judge, can I just be heard very briefly?
You may.
Thank you. So I had a conversation with Michael Sullivan, who represents the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. I had a conversation with the Assistant U.S. Attorney Lamacchia. My biggest concern is whether or not it's been communicated to the U.S. Attorney's Office and or the federal judge that you and Judge Fournier and everybody else are looking for this February 2024 order. When I had that conversation with Assistant United States Attorney Lamacchia, he didn't indicate that there was a conversation one way or the other. What he said to me is he needed to speak to Mr. Sullivan, and then he would get back to me. When I called again, I didn't get something affirmative in terms of, is that being discussed among the things that need to get resolved? Because this court has made it clear that you're not inclined to make a decision on my request for discovery until we get that order. And I
Obligation that the DA's office has to review stuff. I'm trying to avoid having to decide that if we can get the authorization from the federal court so that we don't have conflicting orders. But we're not there quite yet. We need to run it to ground a little bit more, and hopefully we can get some movement this afternoon. I think I told everybody last time, out through the 11th. So I'm back the 12th. I'll see you the 12th. I'll see you the 13th. Whatever is convenient for everybody to get back together. I think,
Judge, I appreciate that 100%. My concern is if we know that we're running up against that clock that runs out on the 18th of August, is there a way that the government can now, or the Commonwealth can now ask the government to extend that order again? I don't want to be in a situation where you finally make a decision.
I think the Commonwealth understands that. So.
Yes.
And I invited you the last time to seek to intervene or to do whatever you needed to do to communicate your concerns to the feds.
I understand that, and that's what I did, Judge. I had a conversation with the U.S. Attorney's Office, had a conversation with their attorney, and the plan was if we did not hear back in a way that was reasonable to us, both myself and Attorney Sullivan planned to file a motion on Wednesday to intervene.
Okay, great.
That was what we were planning on doing. So that's before we knew that they weren't going to have a meeting until 4 o'clock on Tuesday, Judge.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to set a date? Do you want to say the 12th?
I think the 12th at 2 o'clock, just from my reading of the emails that was going around yesterday, seemed to be the best.
I think that's what Ms. Irwin said.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put, let me just see, we will put.
Except for Mr. Wester, I do want to say, who will still be on vacation.
Right. We will put King, De Los Santos, Johnson, and Chanchillo, and I think also Walsh
Yes, please.
on for 2 o'clock on the 12th on the issue relating to the federal Proctor discovery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Okay.
Your Honor.
And is there any way to get an update from the 4 o'clock meeting today, Judge, so that we're not waiting until the 11th or the 12th, the morning of the 12th, to find out what happened?
I'm sure that the Commonwealth will alert folks to whether progress has been made. Everybody needs to be on the same page ultimately for the hearing on the 12th, and you're going to have to act quickly. The Commonwealth may have to act very quickly depending on what happens.
And I've been doing that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Now, with respect to the King matter, we're just dealing with the issue of the late disclosure. And
May I be heard, Your Honor?
sure.
The close of the last hearing, you asked the defendant to provide the court with which documents were either exculpatory or would inhibit the defendant's right to a fair trial, would be prejudicial to him. I have not heard of one document since these have been provided in April and May. And to that end, I'd ask the court to order that right now. I think that this has gone on. This is now the second day of a hearing, and the Commonwealth is unaware of which document or which documents are prejudicial to the defendant and will prevent him from having a fair trial.
We had two things I was looking for. I was looking for that, and I was also looking for some sort of a agreement of the parties, if it was worked out, to identify which of the documents were newly disclosed, which were partially disclosed previously and fully disclosed more recently. And then there was the prejudice analysis as to the new documents.
Correct.
So there was sort of a two-phased process. I don't know whether either one of those phases happened, whether the parties met and tried to work out an agreed list as to what was new or what was not new.
I endeavored to work with ADA Hickman to ensure Your Honor had a complete list as diligently and as best as we could of what documents were previously produced, and that was provided to Your Honor. I believe it was sitting on your desk as Monday morning. It was a third exhibit that the Commonwealth provided. We did confer on Friday afternoon. It was represented to me that counsel would be providing us a disagreed list or a number of other lists to show the court what they disagreed with.
I got a pile of documents.
And we got that as well.
This is the pile that I got, I think, from Mr. Piccio's office. I don't know if included in there is the chart that you folks worked out that you say was on my desk. I'm not sure I know what you're referring to in terms of a list that was new or not new, but maybe it is in the set.
It's a table. It's the third. If you look in the middle folder that's underneath that, there, in a rubber band, it's in your hands.
Oh, in here. Okay. This one.
That, yes. The third doc.
Okay.
That is what I prepared with the assistance of ADA Hickman.
Okay.
Which specifically describes what, if anything, is minorly different. That was provided to counsel on Thursday last week. We got a teleconference on Friday, and counsel was working on their own lists.
Okay.
So to answer your question, no, there was no agreements as of now. We endeavored to meet earlier and understand from my pleading what counsel disagreed with, but that was not reached. We provided you, the Commonwealth has provided you as best we can what has been previously provided.
Okay.
If there's any subtle differences, we can supplement that at a later date, but at this point, I know ADA Hickman has worked very hard to go through the material.
Attorney Scapiccio?
Thank you, Your Honor. So we've provided 3 charts, both to the Commonwealth and to the court. The first chart deals with the information contained in the Commonwealth's opposition in disputed documents from pages 7 and 8 of their motion to dismiss. The second chart deals with all of the new discovery, which I thought we were in agreement that the second chart is everything that was new, it hasn't been disputed by the Commonwealth. And the third chart is the information.
So you have two dueling charts, huh? So you have the Commonwealth chart and your chart.
Yes,
This is exactly what I didn't want to have happen.
I understand, Judge.
So why didn't you get together and work, figure
Well,
out
Judge,
a...
I tried to.
Well, I think we both tried. I'm playing catch up here, Judge. I've had this information since 2021. I'm trying to go through it, organize it, and figure out where it fits in the most timely fashion that I can. And that's what I've spent my time doing. So when we spoke on
And
Friday.
do I have a list of the items which are new or which you claim to be new and that I can then cross-reference against the Commonwealth list, which you say are prejudicial or are exculpatory and you're behind the eight ball because of the late disclosure, notwithstanding the continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, where will I find that?
So where we find what, Judge?
Your list of the explanation of why particular things are prejudicial to you.
That hasn't been completed yet, Judge.
Okay.
I just got to the point where I was able to send a list to them literally Monday morning saying, based on everything that you provided since April, here's what I think is new, and we all agree it's new. That's chart number 2. Here are my disputes from what you say you already gave us from the first part of your motion, and here's what we say is new from the second part of your motion. That's what I was able to accomplish in the week that we had between now and the last hearing.
All right. So you need more time to get the other stuff done.
I do.
Okay. How much time do you need?
It depends. I just got more discovery this morning, Judge, so it just keeps happening. So in order for me to get my hands around it, they have to be able to certify that I have everything, Judge. So I can't keep doing this piecemeal the way that they've asked me to do it over the last month and a half. So do we have everything? Because if we do, I'm happy to sit down and say, this is where we are and this is where we stand. But if we don't have everything and we're going to come back in a week and they're going to hand me something else in the morning of the hearing and say, this is,
well,
now
as an initial crack, I wanted a list of what was new and what was prejudicial in the 2 notices as of when the motion to dismiss was filed.
Yes.
That's what I think we were shooting for. We understood that some new stuff had been produced after that.
Yes.
And I don't know what the explanation is for that, but in any event, we're looking at what was filed as of the time the motion to, what was new as of the time the motion to dismiss was filed.
So Judge, what I did with the new information is I put it in chart 2 as a description of it. I cross-referenced it to a base stamp number if we had it, and I put it in a discovery category, which is I thought what the court asked me to do. So some of it has to do with jail calls, some of it has to do with social media, some of it has to do with search warrants. I've categorized it in a way that I think that I was hoping it would help the court understand.
Can we make a record here?
Yes.
You were referring to lots of stuff which is not in the record.
Correct.
Right? We admitted in the last hearing exactly 1 document.
Yes.
Right? If you are referring to particular charts, let's be clear about what they are. Let's mark them as an exhibit, and then we'll discuss what we need to do. You can explain what those documents are to me without a witness. I think that's sufficient, and then we'll decide whether we're going to proceed with the hearing on an evidentiary basis today or not.
Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so I've been handed 3 charts. Chart 1, chart 2, and chart 3. You're moving their admission?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, any objection, at least for the record here?
No objection.
Okay, so these will be marked as, unfortunately, exhibits 2, 3, and 4, because we already have an exhibit 1.
The chart.
This is the Commonwealth exhibit.
Yes.
Any problem with this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so this will be exhibit 5.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. the problem. I need to get my arms around the scope of the problem. And then I need to know, with respect to anything that's new or substantially new or partially new, why you're prejudiced by the late disclosure of that additional information.
Understood, Judge.
So I don't have that here, right?
I thought you did. I understand now you don't follow it the way that I followed it.
Well, I don't understand it. So I need you to explain to me why you think I do have that, if I do.
Well, I think you have part of it, Judge. I don't think you have all of it.
All right. So I need all of it.
Okay.
Okay. So I understand the scope of the problem. And then I can analyze the question of prejudice. After you've analyzed the question of prejudice.
Yes, Judge.
So how are we going to do this?
We're here at 9:24. I'd be happy to meet with the parties downstairs for the next 3 hours.
I think it would be a much more productive use of time than putting Mr. Lally back on the stand or anybody else. Because there are real constraints on the court's ability to provide a remedy beyond the remedy that has already been provided, absent real showing of meaningful prejudice. And so I need to understand where that prejudice is coming from. And so you're welcome to spend the next 3 hours doing that.
Sure, Your Honor.
Okay. I know everybody's here. I know we have witnesses here. I'm sorry about that, but I think we need to do this in a logical order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have a hearing at noon, from noon to 1, where I have to finish an evidentiary hearing in another 2 co-defendant case. That'll take me from noon to 1 o'clock. I'm happy to see you at 2 if you're able to make substantive progress between now and then, or I'm happy to just see you on the 12th.
I don't know.
But the 12th would not be for evidence. It would be for an explanation of the analysis that you've done on all the various documents that were apparently produced late.
I don't know where we'll get it. I mean, we could let the clerks know if we could.
I'm happy to report back at 2, Judge, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah. I would like to release the witnesses.
Yeah, I think you should release the witnesses. I think and I think, frankly, I should see you on the 12th, because if you're not done by 12 or whenever today, we're going to be together on the 12th. It's the soonest I can see you after today in any event, and it'll allow you to do the prejudice analysis, because that's the first part of it. That's great. Everybody's on the same page as to what's new.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to hear from defense counsel document by document as to why it's prejudicial that this was lately disclosed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe we have one outstanding issue that was brought to the court's attention, and I believe Attorney Moynihan is here.
We're done.
We had the order of Judge Doolin of June 17th relative to Mr. Proctor's personal phone, and Attorney Moynihan has filed a motion on our last date relative to that order, and I wondered if we could address that today. It's the one outstanding issue that we have on Judge Doolin's June 17th ruling relative to Mr. Proctor's personal phone, Your Honor.
Judge, I didn't know we were addressing that today.
My understanding on the last date, Your Honor, is we put it down for noon because Attorney Moynihan would be here, and today would be the day that we'd be addressing this issue relative to Judge Doolin's order. I believe I asked the court on our last date whether or not this needed to go back to Judge Doolin, and Your Honor indicated that you had read the order and felt that you could make a decision.
Would you like to be here on the 12th also?
I need to check if I could be available, but that would be a better day than today.
Okay.
Do you have your calendar?
Sorry.
Do you have your calendar?
I have to just call my office.
Okay. Let's put it on for the 12th. Call your office. If for some reason you're unavailable, let me know. I'll get back on the bench and we'll set another time.
Is that 2 o'clock, Your Honor?
It would be 2 o'clock, yes. I have the papers here. I didn't read them for this hearing, but I will take a look at them now. So if you decide you want to be heard today, I'll hear you on it. Okay, all right. So if you can be available, we'll hear you on the 12th. Otherwise, let the clerk know and I'll hear you now. Okay? Okay. Anything else we can do today? Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Unreal. Wow. Fucking wow.
What? All right.
Are we going downstairs to your office? Are we doing this here?
Thank you, myself. Let's go.
That's my understanding. No. Hey, hey, you have till 12. You guys have till 12 in this room. I do need the room. So I'll get that working. That works.
Well, that was that. I just don't know what to say to that. I really don't. It lets you think that the state of Massachusetts is just a little corrupt, doesn't it now? Just a little bit, maybe, just a tick. Aiden's tweet, Judge Krupp, who is a notorious thief of joy, appears to want to cancel the evidentiary hearing to spare Adam Lally from going back on the stand. Aiden, 9 minutes ago, I'm inside Courtroom 25, Norfolk Superior Court for the continued evidentiary hearing in the Miles King case. I'm sitting diagonally behind Adam Lally, who's expected to take the stand once again. Michael Proctor is also reportedly in the building, although I have not seen him yet. Sources are reporting that he looks fat. Okay. Yeah. So I would say that we're kind of we're witnessing what we witnessed in the Karen Reed trial all over again. Imagine that. Imagine that. Wow. There's a lot to this, and I don't think we're going to have an answer to it. Yeah. This is insane. All this. Over what? For what? Well, like, what are we doing here? The governor needs to start appointing some better judges, I think. Either that or we need to go to the law school that makes judges and say, listen, you got to start teaching these people how to do things better. Unacceptable. So I guess with that said, what's coming up next in our court date? Doctor. That's that. 2 p.m. on the 12th. So we come back here on the 12th at 2 p.m. Unless maybe, I mean, if they come back today at 2 o'clock, I'll definitely be bringing this back to you guys. But 2 o'clock is the earliest. And what's going to happen? They're going to go downstairs. They're going to waste some time. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely stay tuned. We got so much more coming. The 12th is this second part of what we just witnessed, the second half of that. And then the 13th is Aiden. So, and what's that say? And the 19th, I have Proctor follow-up. So I think that's with the post commission. I think it was the post commission is why I have it on the 19th. But we'll know more when that time comes closer. And Aiden's is next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday coming up. Not tomorrow. It's a week and a day. So if you get some time, there's definitely some fun things to be had at the courthouse. Next. Well, on the 13th, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. All right. Yep. Gail, you're right on the money. The bare minimum to say, yep, you got your stuff. Let's come back at another date. Unbelievable. Imagine you're paying an attorney a ridiculously amount, a huge amount of money, and they do this to you. So you have to keep paying. And so, yeah. All right, everybody. I guess with that said, we will catch you in the morning. You all sleep well. And if this comes back on at 2 o'clock, I'll be back live. So until then, you all have an absolutely wonderful day and enjoy your summer. And we'll see you soon. Love you a lot.
Cold mornings, cracked pavement, courthouse steps. He's there before sunrise while the world still rests. No cameras needed, no spotlight glare. Just a man with a purpose, always standing there. Facing the crowd, but the fight in his veins. Truth in his hands, pushing through the rain. Karen sees him, she knows what it means when you've got boots on the ground and you fight for your dreams. Boots on the ground, day after day, standing for truth in the hardest way. No fame, no glory, just a promise kept. Tom CPU, you never left. He don't ask for credit, don't ask for praise. Just fighting the good fight in 1,000 ways. When the cameras fade and the voices die, he's still right there, never asking why. He's got a handshake that you can trust,
empty and the crowd's gone home. Tom's still walking, he's never alone. 1,000 steps, a million prayers, because justice don't sleep and neither does he care.